welcome once again to another episode of Open Talk. In today's episode, our guest is one of Bahrain's leading businessmen, Mr. Mohammed Darabai, the chairman of Darabai Group and the chairman of the Bahrain India Society. And we'll talk to him about the Bahrain Chamber of Commerce and Industries elections results. Welcome to our show, Mr. Mohammed Darabai.
Yes, thank you very much, Atifa.
To start with, can you tell me how did the business sector find the results of the BCCI elections?
I think overall the news in the business community is that they are well satisfied with what has happened. Definitely they wanted to bring a change, and I think whatever change has come, either you can say that little change or partial change, it's always good from time to time to have new equations, and I think Bahrain has a lot of people who can participate through the chamber, and I think the voters has been very clever and they have done a very good job, I must say, and it looks that even our leadership and all other people which I get the feedback, they're very happy in what has happened in this election.
Well, we have seen it was a great elections. We have seen very high number of voters that went there and they actually voted. So what are the issues that the next board will be facing?
I feel personally that on a very healthy note, this was contested by two blocks. Once it is now elected, I don't think there should be a feeling of two blocks. That two block was meant to start with in the contest, which is fair, but once they become this is now, I feel, should be one block, and as a one block they all look positively what is good for the interest of those people who have chosen them. Also they should keep in their mind that they have promised the voters certain issues which the business people are facing, and they should always keep in touch. So I think overall it will be a very good approach, because the new concept is not continuing and carrying forward what was happening all these years. I think that old school is now coming to an end. We have got some brilliant people in the country, and I am very happy that it's a combination of young and experienced people, and they are all ready to communicate with each other, which I have seen during the campaign. So inshallah, I am very positive that they will take forward the inspirations and the guidelines of our leadership. His Majesty King Hamad has always promoted in the terms of economy. His Royal Highness beloved Prime Minister has worked so hard for 50 years. I mean, I can see he's always been promoting businesses, and our Crown Prince is a dynamic person. So with all this combination, they do their part, and we have to do as a business community our part. And I'm sure with this chamber, they will take forward, and we'll find some good results, inshallah, hopefully.
Inshallah. So how can the chamber work with government entities?
Well, I think they have to open that link now, because the businessman feels that between the government and the businessman, chamber is a bridge. They have to, of course, the government has their own difficulties, you can see, when they implement taxes and others, but at the same time, I personally feel that a chamber can always find a proper approach to it. I have always had said in my previous, whenever I had the opportunity to talk, that anything has to come gradually in the terms of charges or fees or whatever you may put. You cannot overnight just put on the business community, but they are not prepared for it. Imagine one good morning you find a newspaper and say, this is your fees. And it takes a long time for them to recover, and by the time they recover, some of them has vanished. So I think it's a chamber has to look into these things with the government and with the merchants, and this has been my strong point all the time. because we need businesses to survive.
Of course.
We need businesses. Now, physically, nobody will come and support them that, okay, you give me this much. They have to work within that. So I think they have to find out a proper equation to deal with such situations.
Of course, it is very
Yes.
important to see them work hand in hand for more progress in our beloved country. As we know, there are 3 women that won the elections. How important is it to have 3 women in the elections?
To be honest with you, I am the most delighted man.
Okay.
Being a father of 3 daughters and 2 daughter-in-laws who are equally to me my daughters, and I can see that era of man domination is getting over in Bahrain. We have brilliant participation of women into every field. You can see in education, health, and now of course in the business. So I think having these 3
Women.
excellent women, I would say probably we men probably will learn something from them, you know.
They are, and I believe all 3 are very successful
Yes,
businesswomen.
Unfortunately, one of them is my daughter also.
We know her,
And
and
she has been always having this feeling that we have now grown here, and she always wanted to be participating in everything which is related to Bahrain, either business or social or welfare. And Alhamdulillah, I am so happy that it is not that she is popular because of me. She is popular because of her own ability.
of course.
And I inshallah wish that she makes this as an example for other women also to come forward.
Inshallah. We would love to see.
We want to break this male-dominated society.
We have to. And we have seen progress over the years.
People like you also as an inspiration.
Thank you, thank you.
I have been here before years. I had Ahdiya here.
Okay.
And today you are his sister. I can see Ahdiya is sitting in front of me.
Thank you, thank
So
you.
this
very
is
much.
something I really admire, that there is a lot of talent among our women. Only they are looking for opportunities. And this is one of the opportunities that the women have come forward. And inshallah, hope another next 4 years there should be more than 3.
Inshallah. We would love to see that.
Inshallah.
So, going back, how can BCCI help in the economic progress of Bahrain?
See, BCCI, I don't think they have any agenda in their hand, but they can always create an atmosphere. There's one thing for sure: any economy in the world cannot move without the participation of foreign institutes, which Bahrain has got a lot of them. I personally feel that with this team of people who are there, they have to go on growing with the time, bringing new institutions, new ways of technology. And we are very fortunate in one thing, that we are next to a big country, Saudi Arabia.
Of course, yeah.
And Saudi today contributes a lot to our economy. We have to give them a strong feeling to the Saudi businessman and Saudi to have more participation in Bahrain.
Of course.
Because they feel that Bahrain is still a part of Saudi Arabia, and it's very, we have to accommodate them. This is my feeling.
Of course, Bahrain's, we have seen a
Bahrain,
lot of
Kuwait.
Exactly, the GCC
UAE is actually, they have got their own agenda. They are growing in their own way. But for us, having Kuwait, Bahrain, Saudi and Kuwait, yes, we can always encash. And then of course we have got people from India. I mean, I have so many people who have come here from the Indian institutions. And India today is a growing economy. They need also a foothold in the Gulf. Now most of them I can see they are in Dubai. But I go a lot to Dubai, and I can feel some of them who came to Bahrain, they have started looking into Bahrain, and they have definitely shown an interest. So with such institution coming together with the Bahrainis, I'm sure the economy has to give a turn, inshallah.
Inshallah, inshallah. So, talking about the economy, where do you feel Bahrain needs to invest? In which sectors do you feel Bahrain needs to invest more in? Or that we can invest more in?
I'm not an expert on this. I'll be very
Okay.
honest with you. I can only talk about my own field, which is properties and developments. At the moment, I think it's becoming little overbuilt,
Okay.
and it is not too much healthy to go more into it, because there is unhealthy competitions going on, and it's fair. But I think the sector which I feel one should concentrate more is probably education.
Okay.
And when I say education, we need a quality education, because there are maybe 120 schools which have medium education, which is fine. But there is always shortage of high-end education, because any parent, they would like to invest their money in their child through education.
Of course.
And besides Bahrain, we have Saudi Arabia, again, as I said. And Bahrain has been a base of education right from 100 years. So I think this is one sector, and for that, I think the Ministry of Education should have a system which makes easier for such high-end educations and accommodate them to encourage them to grow. So this is one sector we are talking about. Health, of course, there are so many hospitals coming, but again, people need, if you compare today the cost of the health when people go abroad,
Yeah.
how much they spend. In comparison, if we have a little high-end, it's one of the good sectors to get into it. It's definitely, these are specialized fields.
Of course.
It's
yeah.
not like in my days, somebody builds a building and I build a building, and somebody makes a hotel and I make a hotel. It's not like that. You must have an expertise.
Of course.
You should know what you are doing. And with that, the quality of the investment will grow.
Of course.
The good part, I mean, don't take me because I'm not promoting India.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm a Bahraini first, a Bahraini second, and a Bahraini third. But I grab the opportunity where I get a chance. And I think today India has a lot of things to offer, being near to us, and there are high-end institutions in India on education, on health, on IT. We should grab them and we should try to make them make a base in Bahrain.
Of course.
Inshallah.
Inshallah, why not? It's always nice to bring different entities into Bahrain,
Exactly.
and that makes us grow. It makes us grow even bigger.
Exactly. Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Let's hope for the best.
Inshallah. Yeah, we would love to see that. Would you like to tell us any last words to everyone out there, as you're one of Bahrain's leading businessmen?
I don't agree with you. First of all, I'm only a businessman.
Okay.
There are much more leading businessmen than me. But I really appreciate your feeling and your... A businessman always has to know one thing. If he has to do a business anywhere else, he should have a blessing of the local community, because any businesses today should absorb the upcoming youths who are coming. Now, businesses are done with not an intention just to make money. Yes, you make money, you don't lose money, but with an idea that you give a chance for others to join in. And I think if that goes well, we will, inshallah, see that the power of the people, the young people will grow. They will get a chance into people like us who come for businesses. And I'm in my lifetime, I want to see that, which is happening, of course.
Yes.
But the pace is not as much as it should be, I feel.
Okay.
And I feel that this will be the good opportunity now, because a lot of Bahrainis are coming out well educated. They have the full confidence. And we can say that with the time, let the businessmen take the lead and let them come forward, and inshallah we hope for something good happening.
Inshallah, inshallah. Thank you very much for your time. It was a great pleasure to have you with us.
My pleasure. Anytime, Atifa, you are doing a great job.
Thank you very much.
And Bahrain is our heart. Bahrain is one country who has given me everything, and I would like to repay that in a way that I contribute myself and my generation to do something. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It was a great pleasure having you with us. Thank you. Once again, our guest today was Mr. Mohammed Darabai, the chairman of Darabai Group and the chairman of Bahrain India Society. Thank you for watching Open Talk. Have a good evening.